Hello, everyone. Welcome to our episode of 123 Wrestling right here on SRB TV. I am Chris, and as always, joined by Nick Slade
Yeah.
and chin grabbing man himself, Mo Brothers.
Hello.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, we are, as you can see from the title, we are giving our predictions for Money in the Bank 2023 being held at the O2 Arena in London, England.
That's jolly old England.
Yes, and that's the part I'm gonna get with that joke. I don't whatever, it's whatever. Like Big Ben, towers, British double-decker buses, all that jazz. Yeah, whatever. It's England this year. So that means when we record our reaction, at the very least, like we won't have to like play catch up with anything. It's just like go right in as soon as we get together and just watch it. Because it starts at 3 p.m. this Saturday for us. And 2 p.m. for you, Nick, 3 p.m. for us. So yeah. The road so far. Okay, so let's see. Man, it's been the Triple H with Vince McMahon sprinkles era has truly gotten underway. He's been getting now consistent flack from people backstage about interfering with last minute changes, even to a point where they're trying to figure out how to stop him from doing last minute fucking changes, from Vince doing last minute fucking changes to the card.
Well, they should have known this was gonna happen.
Yeah, it's been tweaked. It's been tweaked back and forth. Like last week, there was like one different change, but the rest was minor throughout. But he still had his hand in the cookie jar all over the place. So,
The change he made from Raw last week, I thought actually was the better change. Instead of doing just another open challenge, they had Balor attack Rollins, which I think made more sense.
yeah, it's kind of sad when like the biggest story coming from WWE is just, oh, Vince is at it again.
Oh, he's at it again.
That darn rascal.
Who let Grandpa out of the bathroom? What's going on here?
Yeah, exactly. So like everything's Vince related. As for the card itself, yeah, Rollins won the Constellation Championship. We got introduced to about 3 more god awful title belt designs, and yeah, that's where we're at now. Oh, and we'll get to when we get to the women's tag team match for Money in the Bank, but they also unified the NXT and women's tag team championships, so
that made sense. There wasn't enough teams to justify both belts.
No, that's fine. Honestly, I just don't care for Ronda Rousey. I love Shayna Baszler. I just don't care for Ronda Rousey anymore. But it's not the same thing as like with Charlotte. Like with Charlotte, she's a great wrestler. I'm just burnt out on her because they put her on the screen too much. With Ronda, I just feel like she doesn't care. Why should I? That's my honest to God thought on that. But and the bloodline thing is starting to become slowly relevant again. We'll get to that when we talk about our stuff. So our first match we're going to discuss is for the Intercontinental Championship as Walter defends against the bro known as Matt Riddle. This is the
original.
Yeah. This feud solely started with like, of course, like Sammy and Kevin helped out with Matt Riddle's bloodline problem. Eventually got off of that and then Walter and Riddle started butting heads. Riddle going so far as attacking and injuring Giovanni Vinci, taking out Ludwig Kaiser. And yeah, it's gotten to a point where as of this recording tonight, Matt Riddle requested a Intercontinental Championship match. So that way. Oh wait, let's see. I have Wikipedia open. They actually give you the story on that match. On the May 15th episode of Raw, Matt Riddle was competing in a battle royale to determine Walter's next challenger for the IC title. During the match, by Walter's order, his Imperial stalemates attacked Riddle, causing him to be eliminated. This led to a 6-man tag match the next week against Imperium, where Riddle's team won. The rivalry continued through the next episodes, and on the June 12th episode of Raw, after Riddle's Money in the Bank qualifying match, in which I believe, yeah, he lost. He was attacked by Kaiser and Walter, and later Riddle tried to interfere in Walter and Kaiser's tag title match, costing both men the titles. On the next episode, after Riddle defeated Kaiser, Walter and Kaiser attack Riddle again, almost injuring his leg. And on tonight's episode, like I said, Riddle issued a challenge for Walter for his IC title, which Walter accepted. There it is. So from what I've heard, this is a match. These two men are all too common with knowing each other when they were on the indie scene a lot together.
Oh yeah, they wrestle each other a lot and over in Progress in the UK. So the UK fans are going to be very familiar with this match.
So smart booking by Triple H. I think I think Walter's going to win. I think we've said before, and we'll say it again. They're going to let Walter break Honky Tonk's record. So, but it's going to be a hell of a good match. Like seriously, like I'm even surprised. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, as this recording, he's at 380 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this Saturday he'll be tied with Don Morocco's record, so he'll be tied for 4th at 385 days.
Nice. Yeah. So Walter, yeah, it should be a great match. Regardless, it's like these guys know each other inside and out from their indie days. So like, who says it's not going to be a barn burner? What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good match. These two know each other very well from, like you said, the indie scene, especially over in the UK. Trying to remember what exact belt they feuded over. Find it. It was right. Progress. There it is. Yeah, it was the Progress Atlas Championship. Yeah, Riddle was the second champion. Then he lost it to Walter. Then Riddle got it back. Then he lost to Walter again. So yeah, they feuded over that belt. And I think it's going to be a good match. I think you're right that Gunther, because that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to accept it sooner or later, Kristen. I know you're not there yet.
I will not.
I think you're right. Gunther's going to break the record. It's just a feud on the way to that milestone. So yeah, Gunther for the win.
Okay, Mo, what are your thoughts?
Well, if they have so much history together, I'm kind of wondering how much and in what way that history is going to be referenced, because name changes and everything.
It depends on who's commentating.
Also like a matter of, I guess, if there's any like major spots that happen that people who had seen their matches together may recognize. That could be something.
I know WWE had a work relationship with Progress before, so maybe they would have referenced that then, but I don't think they have that anymore. So I kind of guess it depends on who's commentating and if Vince is in their ear or not.
Well, he's definitely not going to be. Yeah. So yeah, we're all in agreement. Walter. Should be, like I said, really good match. Next up, we have a generational bout, as a legacy bout, as Cody Rhodes, the son of a plumber, takes on the son of the Hall of Famer Dominik Mysterio. So on the June 5th episode of Raw, the Miz hosted a Miz TV segment with Cody Rhodes as a special guest. During the segment, Miz introduced Dominik and Rhea Ripley as his other special guests, where Dominik taunted Rhodes, stating that Rhodes was a bad father and he should be home with his baby daughter. Rhodes then claimed that Dominik's father, Rey Mysterio, made some terrible mistakes, one of which was having Dominik as a son. Easily the best burn of this feud. Dominik then feigned leaving the ring, only to return and slap Rhodes in the face. The following week, during a presentation, which Ripley's SmackDown Women's Championship presentation, where she got that god-awful looking World Championship belt, Rhodes interrupted, challenged Dominik to a match at Bank, with Ripley accepting on his behalf. Tonight's episode, they had some more words, even Cody trying to tempt Dominik into coming into the ring to attack him, to give him one good shot before they go at it, but of course he chickened out. Then later got him squash Akira Tozawa in a match. And tonight, I haven't seen it yet, but tonight's main event is for the first time is Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes. Should be a good match. Yeah, and that's where we're at now. So okay, so the biggest thing is they don't bring that up in the summary I just read. Is Cody has issued an open challenge anytime, anywhere for Brock Lesnar. So with that being said, I think Cody's winning, but like almost immediately after he's gonna get wrecked by Brock Lesnar. Like the scepter match for SummerSlam.
Yeah, because there's no point in having Cody be pinned by Dominik Mysterio. I guess you could say Lesnar interferes, the match and costs the match, but you can get the same result having Cody win and then get attacked.
Yeah.
Because Cody just lost to Lesnar. He needs a win going into his rubber match with Lesnar at SummerSlam. So I think you're right on that.
Yeah, the rumored SummerSlam match between the two is a Texas Bull Rope match. That's what reports are saying.
I think Lesnar's ever been in a match like that.
I don't know. But for the sake of it, I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes, but only for Brock to show up at the end and attack Cody.
Yeah. What do you think, Mo?
I mean, I could be contrarian and think that Brock wouldn't wait until the end of the match, which I will. Dominik's gonna win, and you could have gone with the Latin legend, son of the Latin legend, Latino legend.
Yeah, because you said son of a Hall of Famer. Dusty Rhodes also a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so I think it's going to be I mean, see, it's chicken shit heel Dominik Mysterio. Like, it'll be fun, it'll be very entertaining. Man, but if these two actually kind of went, like go at it, like I think it would be like probably would become one of the more underrated matches on the card. But since this is chicken shit Dominik, like we're gonna get Dominik being a coward, gonna get Rhea interference multiple times. Only thing I can update on Rhea Ripley's situation is that she confronted Becky Lynch after they did this Women's Summit promo segment. Confronted Becky about like don't you dare challenge me for my title. And even Becky's like, the title didn't need me. Oh, title didn't need me. I didn't need the title needed me. That's all she said about that. So
yeah,
make with that what you will.
Since that's continuing the legacy of the SmackDown title, Becky was the first champion. So but yeah, I think before they get into that, Becky's got to finish her feud with Trish Stratus.
Oh, we'll get to that when we get to the one of the two Money in Bank ladder matches. Okay, so up next, I don't get this. It's so stupid. So I feel like this title match should be swapped out for the other tag title match happening on SmackDown, and that's Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defending their women's tag team championships against returning Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So okay, we'll go over the story and we'll talk about more. During Raquel and Liv's defense of course we already know this part. I'm gonna put both of this down. Apparently, Liv got injured during a match against Damage Control, and because of that, Raquel had to relinquish the women's tag title. They had a fatal 4-way. Raquel got a new partner. Well, old partner, but they were acting like she was new in the form of Shotzi. And they lost to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the new women's tag titles. Oh, then on last week's SmackDown, they had a unification match with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Cool, I got their name right the first time.
Isn't it Isla Dawn?
You know what? I don't care.
It's ISLA. I think it's Isla.
I go with Isla. There's somebody I follow on YouTube who spelled the exact same way, and they go by Isla.
Yes, the S is silent.
I guess so. Anyways, a decent match, but of course they Ronda and Shayna won a unification match, and after the match, Raquel revealed that Liv Morgan was back, and they issued a challenge for Money in the Bank. And on tonight's Raw, they had a match between Raquel and Shayna, and because of chicanery, Ronda was able to win the match. And oh god, shoot me now. So this match, okay. man, I don't get this. Like, I would have really preferred for this one to be the Pretty Deadly KO Sammy tag title match that they're playing on SmackDown Friday. I really would have loved for that to be on the Money in the Bank card instead of this one. I don't really care about the women's tag title situation anymore. It's sad because there's so many great women on both Raw and SmackDown that they are heavily underutilizing. I know I sound like a broken record but a broken record that was playing the sounds of somebody beating a dead horse and saying this, but like it's one of those things where they have a great women's division they're just not using. Like Impact Wrestling is like the obvious opposite, where it's like they have a great women's division that they are using. But no, this is just whatever. Like I don't care. I love Shayna. I don't care for Ronda. Liv and Raquel are a nice team. I just want Raquel to stop being a smiling baby face, really. So I'm just gonna give it to Ronda and Shayna retaining. I feel like that was the original plan before Liv got injured anyways. So like
yeah. And they didn't know anything that Triple H does now with the unified titles. You know how it used to be when the unified title, whoever won the match is considered the last champion of the retired title?
Yeah.
Well, ever since Triple H started doing this in NXT, where now the retired title, the person who came into the match is the last champion, and not necessarily the person who won it. That's annoying to me. So, like Shayna and Ronda should be considered the last NXT Tag Women's Champions, but they're not. Fire and Dawn are. That makes no sense to me. The winner should be the last champion of the retired belt. That's just an annoying thing. I care about title histories and how they're done. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the original plan all along was for Liv and Raquel to eventually drop it to Ronda and Shayna. So I think they're going to retain and go on with their title reign.
Mhm.
So yeah, but yeah, I think they should have been on SmackDown because it feels more obvious than Pretty Deadly against KO and Sammy.
And plus, Pretty Deadly are like hometown boys, too. So like, you couldn't just, or you could even made the unification match at Money in the Bank. Like Isla and Alba are from. I know the UK map. It's not entirely everything I can think of from.
Hey, Kristen, watch what you say. If you get these countries wrong, you're gonna get chewed out.
That's why I'm saying
they're Scottish, which is part of the UK.
Okay, so why didn't you just have this unification match at Money in the Bank? You literally have two amazing female talents from Scotland, from the UK, and you stuck them on SmackDown. So instead we get Baxy's Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan on back. Yay. Like I don't get that. It makes no sense. Like either that or the Pretty Deadly ones were two great options, and you went with I hate to say this, like, but the more boring option. Like,
yeah, the more obvious option. The more obvious in terms of outcome.
When your biggest stars are literally like biggest women's stars, you can hold in one hand. That's sad. Like, what was it? A handful of stars. You got actual stars. So like you got Bianca, Becky, was it Bianca, Becky, Charlotte, Asuka, like see, look, I'm even struggling to remember some of these people. Bailey to an extent, like, but it just I'm gonna go with Ronda and Shayna. Anyway, other thoughts on this? Guys. Hello?
I already picked Shayna and Ronda.
Okay. Mo?
And I feel like not playing around with this, so it's
okay.
Champions retain.
Okay, no. That's fair. So in our net
I was just gonna say the only person from the UK on this card is Pete Dunne.
You mean Butch?
Yeah, no, that guy.
He knows what he said. So anyways, for the WWE Consolation Championship, we have Seth freaking Rollins. Oh, sorry, Seth Rollins defending.
You were right the first time.
No. I was correcting myself proper.
Say his name.
So basically, yeah, this stems from the tournament where Balor fell short, and now that we're after Night of Champions, this is of course Finn's first opponent. I mean, no, Seth's first real defense for his title. I know there was Damian, but like first on pay-per-view defense after Night of Champions. And of course, the big storyline they're having weaved throughout this is what happened for the inaugural Universal Championship match at SummerSlam many years ago, like 5.5. Was it 5.5 years ago? I think about.
Remember when we thought the Universal title would be a good title? Those were nice times.
I never thought it was the title belt design was what threw me off.
I know, but I thought Balor having being the first champion was a nice change of pace because he had just beat Roman. So I thought, they're gonna push Balor, then he got hurt.
Basically, to boil down this entire feud we went for the last few weeks, it just goes to the point that like Balor wants that championship match he never got against Rollins again, because of course Rollins pretty much cost him a run with the Universal title. Because of that buckle bomb incident. Yeah, that's nothing really happened tonight on SmackDown either, except for like, a couple interesting things happened. So like Rollins retained his title on NXT. Balor came out to attack Rollins. Carmelo Hayes made the save. Then on tonight's Raw, Balor tried to jump Rollins while in the ring, and during their brawl, Carmelo Hayes was behind barricade in the crowd, countered a chair shot attempt Balor's going to make on Rollins, and yeah, that's where we're at now. Now, don't get me wrong, this is going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be a really hella good match. Like, there's going to be a lot of called spots from their SummerSlam bout. There's going to be a lot of great moments throughout. Like, I think it's going to be a great match. However, I feel like it is going to be Rollins retaining. Like, he only just won the damn thing. So they want him to have at least a good enough run before they decide. Well, let's be honest, before somebody cashes in on him. Whoever wins that one. But I'm going to go with Rollins.
Yeah, I like the Balor to get an actual legitimate world title run that he never got on the main roster. But I don't see Rollins losing it until at least SummerSlam. So I think Rollins is going to win.
Right. Okay. Mo, your thoughts?
I'm more just worried that there's going to be some kind of dangerous or sketchy spot. Maybe they'll try and do the buckle bomb thing again, acknowledging the fact that that's what did Finn in the first time. But I don't know. I'm just thinking. But I don't know. I'm more just cautious and worried about Finn. Since the last time I saw the pay-per-view match with him that he was actively participating in, it was in Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also going with Rollins to win.
Okay. And then in our non-Money in the Bank related main event, Money in the Bank ladder match related main event, we have the Bloodline Civil War as Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa take on the Usos. So basically, at Night of Champions, Usos tried to help out Roman Solo win the tag belts, but unfortunately, because of some miscommunication, they accidentally kicked Solo in the face. And then on top of that, Roman kept getting in Jay's face. Jimmy had enough, super kicked Roman, then told Jay to get his hell of his ass, then super kicked Roman again. They left, and ultimately Sami and KO retained. Then that's where chicanery started, where they tried to convince Roman that we can still be a family if you just apologize for your actions, what you've been doing to us over the last couple of years now. He's like, no. At first, they even thought Solo was on their side, but no, Solo attacked them as well. Then it went to like Jay being split about whether or not to join his brother or join back up with the Bloodline, even going so far as to trying to get Paul Heyman booted from the group. But
it's like me or him.
Yeah, but then Roman's like, he's not even technically part of the bloodline. Like he's my counsel. He's not really going anywhere. And then like Roman tried to plant the seeds, like how like Jimmy has been against Jay's push and stuff like that for a while now. It's easy. One of the best ones happened a couple weeks ago where he's like, talking about their history together, even using his shoot name. Oh, he's using his shoot name, talking about how it's always about Joseph this, Joseph that. Like, or growing up, you being the older brother and stuff like that. And then like he goes, "You're out," and then Roman's like, "Oh yeah," and then like Jay goes, "And I'm out too," and then he proceeds to super kicks Roman,
and the crowd went nuts.
Yes, and so that's where we're at now officially. Yeah, so I don't exactly know what Roman Reigns is doing at SummerSlam. The report right now said it's going to be him, Jay, at SummerSlam. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's false. Take it with a grain of salt, what you will. But like, it is hilarious. Because nobody can have a concrete answer. So, with that being said, this sucks because it feels like I want to play the WrestleMania card and just go, oh, the Usos win, and we move on from all this, but that's not the case. So like, I'm gonna go with the Bloodline winning. Oh, Roman and Solo winning on this one.
No, I think you gotta have like a reason why Jay gets a title shot. So I can see the Usos winning by pinning Solo.
I just see more Roman pulling some trap card out of the palm of his hand and
another Bloodline member.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
There's the temp Uso.
Or Carlito, for whatever reason, they decided they're just going to add Carlito, even though he's not all of the bloodline and not even from the same, not even the same country as them.
There's plenty of members I could pick from. There's Jacob Fatu. There's Lance Noe. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
Time to call up the Rock's daughter.
No, please no.
No,
she still needs so much work. So in our first of two main event Money in the Bank ladder matches, we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, as it's Zelina Vega versus Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark versus Bayley versus Io Sky versus Trish Stratus.
Man,
so we have
so weird to see Trish Stratus in a Money in the Bank match.
So we have a couple feuds going into this one. So we have the stuff with Becky and Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus. We have the Bayley and Io. Will they be able to coexist? Because they've been on the rocks lately. Even this Friday on SmackDown, they're gonna have Bayley's gonna take on Shotzi. If Shotzi wins, she takes Bayley's place in the match. I hope not. Because I want to see the feud continue and stuff like that. So we got we got a couple of feuds, and of course Becky as well. So okay, so with that being said, the question is, who wins this? Because it's not one of those, I can't say it could go either way, any which way, because it really can't. If you look at who's in this match, like, I don't feel like okay, at best, the two I can see the most winning is Io or Bayley, honestly. Like, yeah, I know it was weird.
You don't think Zelina has a chance?
Man, I don't know anymore about Zelina. They're really trying to like solidify her as a higher level member of the women's division, and I'm just not really feeling it. Like, I like her better as a heel manager, honestly. I don't know. Like, it could be her, and I wouldn't have any problems with it. But like,
you would. You
Eh,
would.
probably, kind of. Yeah, but I
You
think it's
would.
but Bailey or Io seems like the
Kristen hates
likely,
short chicks.
but it feels like Bailey or Io seem like the two more likely choices. So I'm going to say Io. Why not?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it'll help to create more of a divide between her and Bailey and just destroy damage control as we know it.
They kind of already hinted at that with Io confronting Asuka a couple weeks ago. And did you see the translation of that what they were saying to each other?
I love when they scream at each other expletives. It's so great they can get away with it.
They're just cursing each other out in Japanese.
It's absolutely amazing.
I understood quite a few of their words because I watch anime. So, so I was like, oh, I know that word. I was like, oh wait, that's a curse
we
word.
we all know what baka means, so
I
like,
know.
but
Yeah, I was you say Bailey or Io. I was thinking Zelina or Io because I could see them going back to Zelina Ripley feud. But I feel like if you were gonna do that, it should have happened in Puerto Rico.
yeah,
But so I kind of feel like we kind of missed that mark. So I'm gonna go with Io because after her feud with Bailey, I would like to. Well, number one, I want to see Asuka win this feud with Charlotte and Bianca, and then we go on to Io Asuka. So I'm going with Io.
cool. Mo,
I I have two, and it's been a running theme between the three of us. So Bailey is one of those people. I just see her just the way that she carries herself. I could see it being entertaining time with her being Miss Money in the Bank. But the other option that I was thinking is Zoe Stark.
Really?
Yep.
I
I
mean,
think it would be not only a good, a good career move if they put it on her, but I was also thinking if it was a kind of situation where it's like, hey, like if it was anything similar to an Otis situation where they put it on someone. I mean, people were all about Otis getting Money in the Bank and eventually got screwed over and out of being able to cash in on that.
2020 was weird.
I hated
But
that.
I could see, but I can kind of see something similar going on where it's like Zoe gets the Money in the Bank, but because she's aligned with Trish, they have a whole thing going on, and like eventually like Trish gets it from her or something.
That could happen. Okay, I don't know.
I'll give you that. Zoe Stark would be a pleasantly surprising choice. Like it would definitely push her, pun not intended, definitely push her to the stratosphere. Like
Yeah. From what I'm seeing, yeah, boo. From what I'm seeing though, she's not getting great crowd reactions. Like she's not even getting booed. She's getting nothing. Like no cheers, no boos. She's getting dead silent. That's not good. I don't know. Something's just not connecting, I guess.
we'll see. Like I said, with the men's, I feel like the men's, it's only two people. But like the women's, I don't really know. Like it feels like it should be obvious. Like part of my brain's like, oh, it's Becky. She hasn't won it. She's never won a Money in the Bank briefcase. But the other part of me is like, but at the same time, she's also in a feud with two of the people here. Then I'm thinking Bailey Io, and the briefcase would make for a great way to split up the group even more now. Is like Io being just overconfident that she did something like Bailey couldn't again. Oh, for her in her case again, and that's obtain the briefcase. So that's why I went with Io pretty much. Yeah. So next up in our, I'll be honest, I think the Bloodline Civil War match is going to be the main event. But for the sake of this prediction special, in our main event, we have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match as it's Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus L.A. Knight versus Santos Escobar versus Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest versus the official 7 member who got added last week.
Most favorite wrestler.
Logan Paul. So yeah, I think aside from everybody else, Logan, the only interesting part of the story coming in is that like LA Knight's fucking over as balls going into this. Reports are still saying that he is one of the top picks to win the briefcase Saturday. Like he is seriously one of the top picks. And he would of course be cashing on the consultation championship, but regardless, it would be a world championship. LA Knight even came out and saying that like the reason they moved him to a manager role when he made the main roster was because of his age. Like he's 40 now. And like they didn't see him being pushed at all. And of course, Triple H, being Triple H, sees that otherwise. Because I guess my favorite part, the best example somebody gave is DDP. He started wrestling at 35. He didn't win his first world title till he was 43.
And he started off as a manager.
Exactly. So if Triple H is copying and pasting what they did with DDP in the original world heavyweight title, I'm all for it. Like I'm all really for it.
Honestly, if you're worried about his age, don't you want to push him as soon as possible so you can get as much as you can out of him before he gets too old to do it?
Well, I think that's what Triple H has been doing since he dropped him he got him out of as a manager and made him a single star. Because man is over. As much as they try to hide it once in a while, the man is so over. Dude, his promo on last Monday's Raw was really good, where he just crapped on all the competitors, and especially did a really good crap on like Logan Paul. It's great stuff from him. Great.
You make YouTube videos of 14-year-old girls.
And on SmackDown, he got a win over Rey Mysterio. So like, I mean, there's something there that everybody is definitely seeing backstage. So like, but here's the case about Logan Paul is the social media presence he has. Because like, think about it, everywhere he's gonna go, it's like with Bad Bunny and 24/7 title, what they do with that. Everywhere he went, he held the title. So in this case, everywhere Logan Paul would go, he'd be holding the briefcase.
And honestly, it'd probably be the only realistic way you could see him beating someone like Rollins, like us being a sneaky heel like that. The question would be though, the whole point of creating that world title was because Roman's part-time. So would Logan become full-time? Or would they just have 2 part-time champions?
I don't know. There's a rumor, there's speculation that if Logan wins, they're probably setting up for another match between Rollins and Logan Paul, this time for a title. So like maybe
I'm just saying, it would also make sense for Logan Paul to cash in Seth because they already have history. So I don't know.
So with all that being said, my mind's between LA Knight and Logan Paul, but my heart's the tiebreaker, so I'm going with LA Knight winning the briefcase.
I feel the same. It's like really down to those 2 guys. Honestly, I personally want Shinsuke Nakamura to win. He's not going to. So it really is down to LA Knight or Logan Paul. And I'm going to go with LA Knight. I've always been a big fan of him since all back to his days at Impact. It's Eli Drake. So I hope he wins this and gets a world title run in WWE.
Okay, Mo.
It's nice to be hopeful, guys, but
you're gonna go for Logan Paul?
Hell no. I mean, there's obviously like some reason why there's 7 announced participants when normally there's 6. And I think it's because LA Knight is going to get taken out before he can actually participate. And then it'll just be 6 people. And then out of those 6 people, I want to say I'm going to go with Ricochet winning.
I mean, that's a good choice.
The whole point, like, sure, LA Knight's over, but I don't see them actually. I think they're just going to use all this hype to disappoint the crowd with what they want. And it's like, you don't know what you want, but I know what you want, that kind of thing. And then yet again, Logan Paul steals the spotlight because he probably I don't know, will find some way to take out LA Knight, and then it's just like, oh, Logan Paul's actually gonna win the Money in the Bank, and it's like, nope, psych, one of these other guys are gonna win it,
Well,
which
if you're
is
going,
the best outcome.
well, if you're gonna go with the whole disappointing fans thing, they're definitely not gonna go with a fan favorite like Ricochet.
Hey, I would have gone with Shinsuke Nakamura too, but I don't think that I don't see them even trying to do it with him right now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you also, I think me, both ultimately went with LA Knight. You're going with Ricochet. Okay, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like this is probably obvious in asking, but what do you guys believe is going to be the best match of the night?
Rollins Balor.
I'm going to go with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Last couple of years, it's been pretty fun ride, so like, why not this year as well?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised by the women's tag match.
Okay. No,
Okay.
no, I know, that's perfectly fine. Like my criticisms aside, it could be a
Like
good match.
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad, but I don't know if it will be able to top some of these other matches. I mean, we got Walter, Matt Riddle, we got Bloodline, Civil War. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be shocked.
I will be happy to be surprised too if any match aside from a couple of them are going to be absolutely. Like I think the standout story wise one will be probably the Bloodline one. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it for our Money in the Bank predictions, folks. So other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about some Money in the Bank goodness, subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what your predictions are for Money in the Bank 2023. Where yeah, what do you think you're gonna be your best favorite match tonight? Who you think are winning the men's and women's briefcases respectively, and what are your overall thoughts on the current status of the women's tag team division? Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you know of our predictions overall, but most importantly, we thank you for watching. And of course, fellows, aside from this channel, where can they find you on the internet?
Okay, you can find me on the Book of Faces, the Instagrams, the Twits, the whole socials and all that. But where can they find you? World Wide Web.
Nick, try that again because you kind of cut out there.
I heard it.
You heard it? Oh, you did? Okay.
Where did I cut out at? I was so intense that I broke the connection. So I'll go one more time. Yeah, you can find me over on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Twitters. Go check out FloridaGeekscene.com. See my past articles. Check out the YouTube channel. I got a couple cool vids on there too. But Mo, like I said before, Mo. Did I cut out again? No, I did not.
No,
Mo, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, if you go down to your local grocery store or gas station / convenience mart, you pick up a pack of Captain Crunch, and it's not in the box, but it's rather in, the cups, where you can just pour in a little bit of milk and then you have some easy to handle cereal. In select versions of Captain Crunch, you will see a special code, and that code will lead you to my Instagram. It will also lead you to my music streaming service concoctions that I have thrown out in the world. But for those of you too lazy to go through all of that, just look up Afro bro.
Oh, you done? Okay. Okay, so, and of course, guys, you can check out our reactions to last year's Money in the Bank. You can check out our most recent reactions coming soon, which are our Forbidden Door reactions and our last WD pay-per-view reactions, which was, of course, what was our last one?
Our last predictions was Night Champions. Our last reaction was Backlash.
Our Backlash reactions. You can check those out. But until next time, though, folks, I'm Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
And I am Mo Brothers.
And this has been a very briefcase-filled episode of 123 Wrestling. We will see you guys later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
As well as one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
You can find us on Twitter and Stardust,
at Super React Bros.
as well as on Facebook.
At Super Reaction Bros.